right. Yeah, hi, I'm SNeeaaky. This is Valdis story, Abyssal City, and I'm just gonna get right going. All right. Oh, okay, give me a sec. Sorry, I just kind of went with there. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so yeah, this is Valdis story, Abyssal City. It is a really cool Metroidvania. I had things prepared. Now I am very out of whack because I just went into this. So the category I'm playing is any percent Gilda. Gilda is a really cool character. She's a caster type, and we're going to do a lot of magic with her. So you're going to see me running around, recharging my mana a lot, just so I can get prepared for fights coming up. I'm going to do a little bit of a safety here, picking up a life potion, because some of the fights later down the road are going to get really scary. But we're gonna get past that. So the characters start with 2 types of magic. There's poison and dark. So you're going to see me switching between those quite a bit. And you're going to see me trying to keep up my combo counter on the left side of the screen, because the higher the combo, the more XP I get. So we want to try to keep our level as high as possible, because at some point we're going to be really underleveled. Gilda is a DLC character, so a lot of the game wasn't really prepared for her, so we could do things like this where we just climb things because we have a double jump. And it actually allows us to do a lot of really cool skips later in the run that a lot of the other characters can't do. So we picked up our first assist, first and only assist, Axon. Assists just pop up on the screen and generally do damage or gives buffs. So we're going to be using her a lot. Oh, and I just picked the wrong skill. All right, gotta retry here. I gotta do our fun little skip over here. But yeah, generally the levels aren't made for double jumps, and there are a lot of areas like this that Gilda shouldn't really be getting to. So even in the next area, we'll be picking up some garments that are going to give us more intelligence and more agility. And we're going to be taking advantage of that quite a bit. I'm gonna not screw this up this time. Perfect. All right, we're good to go. So I'm gonna try to explain the boss coming up in a little bit now, because I probably won't be able to talk during it. The boss coming up will be Azador, and Azador has a lot of the same capabilities that we do, so generally casting magic and also being able to do a skill cancel, which we're picking up just now, which makes him kind of like just as good as us. And then every 25% of his hit points, he's going to be jumping up to a middle column, which we're going to try to mitigate, but it's not very easy to do, so we'll see how far I get with that. And just now I picked up the skill cancel, which is kind of like the meat and potatoes of the run, that allows me to dodge, continue combos. So in the middle of a combo, I can use a skill cancel, drop myself to the floor, and pick up my combo, and it's really helpful. So here's Azador. I'm going to see what I can do, because this one's pretty hard. Oh, bad start. Almost got it. Nice. Oh, all right. I almost died there, and that's generally not what I want to do, because there's a rating system for the bosses, where if you use a life potion, you'll get an F. If you go under a certain amount of time, you'll get an F, and if you get hit too many times, you'll get an F. And there are quite a few bosses where we want to get S ratings, so that we either get intelligence boost or skill ratings, or etc. So that one we got +1 strength, which is pretty nice. and now we're just doing quite a bit of platforming. So platforming can get really cool. There's a lot of chaining you can do with your skill cancel and with changing your magics. So if you're grabbing a ledge, skill canceling or changing a magic will get you off of it faster. So a lot of little neat things that we can do going from A to B. And here we're going to get our wall jump. So just bouncing off of walls, which is really helpful with Gilda because not only does she have a double jump, but she's also able to suspend herself in the air with by chaining magics, by changing her magic. So we're going to be using that quite a bit for either getting over cutscenes or just generally skipping areas. So the mausoleum that we're coming into actually starts with one of those. So there's a cutscene just ahead of us, but we can wall hook off the wall, and then wall hook again, and not die, and there we go. So stuff like that. This is one of the run killers, or I mean, in general, if you're going for personal bests, run killers, because there's some RNG that happens here. So we're looking for two of the same item, which is the Lesser Angel Spirit, and we can get it by farming pretty much any enemy in here. But it's a 5% chance to get, so hopefully we can get them before we get to an area where we have to start farming, and if we do, then, you know, whatever. There are a couple of enemies we can farm pretty easily. There's also these Angel Sapphires that are going to be quite important later, because there's a skill that for every 2 Angel Sapphires that you get, you lose 1 mana, but we'll be getting an ability where the lower our mana, the higher, or the faster we can attack, so it'll be helpful to get a couple of those as well. And we have not gotten very lucky, so we're going to farm this guy a little bit. I think I wasted all of my luck in practice because I was getting them either before this or like one after another on this enemy. Something tells me we're going to be doing this for about 4 minutes. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got one. Not so bad. I guess I'll talk about the game a little bit. This game was actually made by, like, I think 2 people, 1 programmer and, like, 1 artist. And they hired on someone to do the music for this, which is all quite incredible. Like, it's probably one of my all-time favorite soundtracks.
Would now be a good time for a donation?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. We got one in from Caleb. $20 in. We have to reach that dinosaur incentive. And you know, I have to vote kill the animals because dinosaurs are kind of dead animals. It's only logical. Thank you very much.
thank you, host, for the luck, because right after you asked that, I got one of the items I needed, so that was perfect.
That's it. Keep the donations coming, guys.
All right, so the boss coming up is Taegu. Kind of follows the same idea of some of the other bosses, where every 25% something happens, likes to hide behind shields, which aren't very fun to deal with. So instead of dealing with that, we're just gonna jump over the cutscene trigger and skip it. And there we go. So we grab the mana keystone, which is supposed to be for charging some of these keystones. We skip a lot of the runs, so we actually only use this about 3 times, and then it's completely useless to us. And then we come into the frozen crypts. So the frozen crypts, kind of interesting. I'm missing this very simple jump. It's cold in here, and because we don't have anything to warm us up, we just take damage over time. And this becomes kind of a theme in any of the cold areas of the game, where we kind of have to either defeat bosses really quickly or defeat hordes of enemies quickly. So we're trying to get to the next boss and kill it before we die, basically, which is going to be Ruckjaw. So Ruckjaw is this like giant dragon thing that sticks out of the wall and has three parts that we can hit. So like its heart, its face, and its horn on its head. And we are going to do that as fast as possible. And I forgot to upgrade my skills, so I'm going to do that. So Ruckjaw is actually weak to dark magic, and I had poison magic on, so I wasn't really doing much damage to him. And there we go. So Ruckjaw is kind of interesting too in that you could deal backstab damage in this game. And it's not really intended for you to hit Ruckjaw's head like that using magic, but because Gilda has magic that hits the ground, you can do that, and you kill its head pretty much instantly. So now we're in Haruk. We're just going to do some lore stuff. There's a quick little skip here where we try to skip the prison guard from talking to us. And I did not get it. That only saves about like 2 seconds though, so it's not so bad. Other than that, we're just meeting one of our crew members. So there's this idea in the game where you have a bunch of crewmates and you're trying to get around the game and save them, and then there's like a percentage depending on how many of them you get. So we're gonna meet Vladin, who has been hurt by poison, so we have to get an herb for him. And then we're gonna go into a very fun poison area. This would be a good time for donations, actually.
Nothing going on right now, but let me remind people in the chat that they can change the stream background or the stream borders by giving a quick tip. So lâchez pas, gang. Petite donation, vous pouvez changer le background du stream, le stream border. On a aussi le bid war going on sur le kill ou save the animals. C'est pas mal tight. Okay, yeah.
Yep, so we're gonna go into a pretty cool mini boss here, where we use Axon to actually turn the enemies around so that we can get some backstabs. Oh. And yeah, okay, wrong magic. So we're in the Abandoned Gardens. Basically, very annoying place where everything can poison you and you'll take damage over time. So we're trying not to get hit by anything. But here we're gonna do our first ice column skip. So back when we beat Bruckjaw, we got the frozen magic, and using the frozen columns that we can do, we can clip into ceilings. Oh. There we go. So we're getting into a sort of a pre-boss room where there are green enemies that you have to kill in order to open up certain doors. So I'm gonna try to get a nice clean kill on these witches. All right, not so clean. But not bad. And then we're getting to our boss, Shugoth. So Shugoth likes to teleport around the room after being hit a couple times, and we're gonna try to take advantage of that by keeping him in a combo the entire time. There's sort of an obscure mechanic in the game where if you go into your weapons menu, you'll lose your combo, so you don't oh, okay, that's not good. So that you don't like keep abusing switching to different weapons. So when you get to a combo of 12, Shugoth decides to just teleport around the room anyway. So we try to abuse that by only going to 11. That's... Perfect, okay. I tried a simpler kill there. Trying to use the frozen column gets really difficult, and using the assist, because it's very easy to lose count of your combo, so I just went for like a 1-2, 1-2 kind of thing. And that's Shugoth. So now we're just getting the Lurgist here. We have to bring it back to Vladin and just do a bunch of platforming until we get back to Ruck. So we're going to do a clip coming up that lets us skip most of the central skyways. So we can sort of jump into the ceiling and then ledge grab. And then that lets us just sort of like wrap into Haruk pretty easily. So we save a couple of seconds doing that. So we wake Gladden up, give him the Lord Justier, and he's like, yo, let's go to the library. So we're gonna go meet him in the library and level up our frozen magic. So this is sort of where the run takes a turn, because you're supposed to run around and defeat a couple of bosses, get a couple of keys, and that's sort of where the Metroidvania aspect of this game comes into play, where there's a couple of doors hidden around, and you have to, after you get the keys, you can open up different areas. But we've decided that we don't like doing that, and there's a way to just skip one of like the major doorways that leads us to the very linear end of the game. And in order to do that, we need to upgrade the ice column so that we can get 2 ice columns. So we do that by coming to the library, talking to Dvorsk, and this is what we did all of our grinding back in the mausoleum for, so that we could give him 1 greater angel spirit, 2 lessers, and a couple of other things. Yeah, so over here we can lay down 2 frozen ice blocks and then just clip into the ceiling. And this skips one of the light doors. The only problem is that I think we're like level 7 or 8, so we have to do some grinding to get up to level 15. Otherwise, some of the upcoming bosses would just annihilate us. So there's a room over here that has a couple of green enemies that give a lot of experience when killed with a pretty decent modifier. So you can get times 10 experience if you get a good enough combo, which is quite hard, but also in the same vein, like a little easy with Gilda compared to the other characters, because she has a specific ability where if she does a double jump and then gets a hit above a combo of 10, you could just get times 1 for every hit. So generally we want like times 8 or times 10, and then we get like 4 or so thousand experience. Alright, we should only have to do this 1 or 2 more times. There we go. Alright, so now we can go straight to the next boss, Raven, after putting our skill points in place. So we just basically put everything into intelligence here, so we do the max damage. And then we get ourselves an ability that basically spreads our intelligence out into all of our other skills. By getting level 15, we also make ourselves immune to poison, which Raven basically uses the entire time. Oof. But Raven also does a lot of damage, so we're gonna retry from that. We want to get an S rank on this boss because you get an extra skill point. So we can't take a death. Oh, okay. All right, perfect. Not too bad. All right, so from here, we're going into the prison, and we're gonna do, well, what's very basically called prison skip. So we have our frozen towers, and there's this enemy over here that likes to jump. We're able to take it over this gap, put some towers under it, and then clip into the ceiling, which skips another one of those doors that we would need keys for. It's just the clip in the ceiling is very precise, so let's see if I can get it in one try. No, all right. That's fine, we could just keep retrying as much as possible, so. The reason I keep putting myself on ice magic is because, oh, that sucks. Because if we went into poison magic against this creature, the damage over time would just kill it, and that's not very good. So Frozen's the best for this. So close. The trick's to sort of be in the middle of the ice column as you're doing that, and there's like a very specific way that you have to switch to magic and jump, but the timing's just very precise. Ah. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, that's one of those tricks you either get the first time or it takes you 20 tries. So we're just going to use all of our skill points, and now we're basically in the final area of the game, to which we're just going to go through a frozen area, which is wonderful. We're going to fight one of the last bosses in the frozen area, which is wonderful. And the boss we're going to fight is quite difficult. So Anemone's coming up. Anemone's one of those bosses where, you know, like usual, every 25% of their HP, they're going to turtle somewhere, spawn ads, just do everything that you don't want them to. While we're fighting, being in the cold and having our HP draining, and then also having random enemies spawn that can kill us almost immediately. So let's see how this goes. It's as bad as it sounds. I'm gonna retry real quick, just so I get my hit points back, and then we'll see what happens. I forgot to mention that she also heals, so that's why we use the red skeleton, because he puts an affliction on her that makes it so that she doesn't heal between phases, but it only lasts for so long. Okay, so there's one more phase after this. There we go. Whew. I'm surprised that happened first try, and that's a pretty decent time. So that's Anemone. Now that we've beat Anemone, we are going to go talk to Valdis, and the world's going to start crumbling. So we're going to do a little bit of parkour. And all of this is setting us up for our last and final boss, True Anemone, which is just, as it sounds, is basically Anemone, but harder. So that's going to be fun. But other than that, the world's going to be crumbling, and generally we would have all, maybe 4, but probably all 6 magics at this point. So we'd be using all of them to get through this area. But because Gilda is pretty awesome and has her double jump, we can skip a lot of the parts between that the other characters can't do. Alright, so I'm just switching to Poison Magic because that's going to be the easiest to get through True Anemone. Here we just find a mana crystal, we're going to charge it, and then out comes Anemone, but with tentacles and abs for some reason. Very well-defined abs. The only thing is that we don't like doing boss fights, so we can actually just climb out of the boss fight, and that is time.
Wow, that was awesome. Great job.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
I
you
hope
very
you
much for
enjoyed
running.
that. Oh.
All right, stay tuned, people. We've got the Merry Hour Challenge coming up. It's an exciting relay race. It's going to be awesome. You don't want to miss that. So yeah, we're going to be coming back right back pretty soon. Allez-en pas trop loin, gang. Merry Hour s'en vient. On va avoir pas mal de runners là-dessus. Ça va être vraiment sick. On est vraiment très près aussi d'atteindre l'objectif pour Color a Dinosaur. Vous voulez pas manquer ça. Il manque comme 275. On a besoin de ça, gang. Let's go!